हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू आवर बिजनेस अकाउंटिंग एंड टैक्सेशन मंत्रा सीरीज। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं अपनी पूरी टीम की तरफ से आप सभी को थैंक्स कहना चाहूँगी फॉर मेकिंग डीजी अकाउंट टू अ चैनल ऑफ मोर देन 1000 सब्सक्राइबर्स। वी विश हमें आपका साथ ऐसे ही मिलता रहेगा और हम अपनी इस बिजनेस एटीएम सीरीज के थ्रू आपके अकाउंटिंग एंड टैक्सेशन कंप्लायंस में आने वाले छोटे से छोटे डाउट को भी क्लियर करते रहेंगे। फ्रेंड्स, सबसे पहले अगर आपने अभी तक हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ अभी सब्सक्राइब करें। इट मेक अस मोटिवेटेड टू ब्रिंग more and more knowledgeable videos and to cover more and more topics to make you all updated and equipped with complete knowledge. So friends, today in our series we will cover various documents which we need to issue under GST Act. We will cover documents such as tax invoice, credit or debit notes, bill of supply, revised tax invoice, credit and debit notes. Contents of revised tax invoice, credit debit notes. So friends, we will take it one by one and request that आप सभी इस वीडियो को एंड तक देखें so that you can get complete knowledge about the important documents required to maintain under GST Act. First, we will cover all about tax invoices. Friends, first we will understand who will, at what time and in which format tax invoice will be issued under GST. First, who will require to issue tax invoice? So, a person registered under GST Act supplying any goods and services required to issue tax invoice under GST provisions. Second, time of issue of tax invoice. Friends, इस प्रोविजन को हमने अपनी बिजनेस एटीएम सीरीज की वीडियो टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई अंडर जीएसटी में डिटेल्ड में कवर किया हुआ है। अगर आपने हमारी वो वीडियो अभी तक नहीं देखी है तो फ्रेंड्स प्लीज़ इस वीडियो में दिए हुए उस लिंक पर क्लिक करके आप उसको देख सकते हैं। इन कंटिन्यूएशन, टाइम ऑफ इशू कैन बी डिवाइडेड इनटू टू वेज। फर्स्ट, इन केस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स एंड सेकंड इन केस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज। फर्स्ट, इन केस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स, सेक्शन 31 सबसेक्शन 1, a registered person who is supplying goods shall issue a tax invoice before or at the time of removal of goods for supply to the recipient where the supply involves movement of goods. Otherwise, delivery of goods for making available thereof to the recipient in any other case. In case of services, section 31 subsection 2 will be applicable. A registered person supplying taxable service shall issue a tax invoice before or after the provision of service, but within a period of 30 days from the date of supply of service. Now we will see the manner and what we will need to mention in the tax invoice. In case of supply of goods, friends, in case of supply of goods, supplier would require to mention description, quantity, value of goods, tax charge thereon and all other prescribed particulars. According to Rule 48, in case of supply of goods, the invoice shall be prepared in triplicate, that is, original for the recipient, duplicate for the transporter, and the last, triplicate for the supplier. In case of supply of services, in case of supply of services, supplier would require to mention description and value of service supplied, tax charge thereon, and all other prescribed particulars. According to Rule 48, in case of supply of services, the invoice shall be prepared in duplicate, that is original for the recipient and duplicate for the supplier. Now friends, comes to the content of tax invoice. Friends, GST Act does not provide any specific format for tax invoice, but there are some contents which should be mandatorily mentioned over the tax invoice, such as first, name, address and GSTN of supplier. Second, a series number which should not be exceeds 16 characters. Third, date of its issue. Fourth, name, address and GSTN or UIN of the recipient if he is registered under GST. Fifth, accession code of goods or services. Sixth, description of goods and services. Seventh, quantity in case of goods and unit or unique quantity code thereof. Eighth, total value of supply or goods or services or both. Ninth, taxable value of supply of goods or services or both. 10th, rate of tax CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST and SESH. 11th, amount of tax charge in respect of taxable goods or services. 12th, place of supply along with name of state. 13th, address of delivery where the same is differ from the place of supply. 14th, whether the tax is payable on reverse charge. 15th, signature or digital signature of the supplier or his authorized representative. Situations where issue of tax invoice is not necessary. Friends, as per section 31 subsection 3 and rule 46, there are some situations when issue of tax invoice is not necessary. Those cases are: first, a registered person supplying exempted goods or services or paying tax under composition scheme would require to issue bill of supply in place of tax invoice. Second, if following conditions are satisfied, the registered person may not issue a tax invoice or bill of supply. Those conditions are: first, value of goods or service supplied is less than rupees 200. Second, recipient is not registered person. Third, recipient does not require such invoice. In the above case, supplier shall issue a consolidated tax invoice for such supplies on daily basis. But friends, above option will not be available to a supplier engaged in making supply of services by way of admission to exhibition of cinematograph films. In this case, electronic tickets which they provide to customer will be treated as tax invoice even if such ticket does not contain the details of recipient of service but contains the other information as mentioned under Rule 46. Friends, that was all about document tax invoice. और भी इम्पोर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स की कंप्लीट नॉलेज के लिए हमारे साथ वीडियो में एंड तक बने रहिए. वी इंश्योर दैट यू विल नेवर रिग्रेट फॉर इन्वेस्टिंग योर प्रीशियस टाइम इन दिस. नाउ वी कम टू अनदर डॉक्यूमेंट, दैट इज credit and debit notes under GST section 34. Friends, according to section 34, a registered person who supplies good or services or both may issue to the recipient a credit or debit note. These can be issued in respect of one or more tax invoices issued for supply of any goods or services or both. Friends, हम इन्हें one by one समझते हैं. First basis is when it can be issued. Friends, in case of credit note, it can be issued when first, taxable value or tax charge in tax invoice found to exceeds in compared to actual value later on. Then for difference, credit note can be issued. Second, goods supplied are returned by the recipient or goods or services supplied are found to be deficient later on. In case of debit note, it can be issued when taxable value of tax charge in tax invoice found to be less than the actual value. Then for the difference, debit note can be issued. Second basis is what would be the impact. In case of credit note, the tax liability of supplier will be reduced. But in case of debit note, tax liability of supplier will be increased. Third basis is details to be declared in the return. Section 34 subsection 2. Details of credit note to be declared in the return for the month during which such credit note has been issued, but it should not be later than first 30th November following the end of financial year in which such supply was made, or second, the date of filing of the relevant annual return, whichever is earlier. Details of debit note to be declared in the return for the month during which such debit note has been issued. Friends, here it is to be noted that debit note includes a supplementary invoice, and also one or more credit notes can be issued in respect of supplies made in a financial year without linking the same to individual invoice. Credit or debit notes will always be issued and updated in returns by supplier of goods or services in respect of already supplied goods or services. Adjustment in tax liability on account of debit or credit note shall be made in the prescribed manner, but no reduction in output tax liability of the supplier shall be permitted if the incident of tax on such supply has been passed on to any other person. Friends, अब आगे इस वीडियो में हम बिल ऑफ सप्लाई एंड रिवाइज्ड टैक्स इनवॉइस कवर करेंगे, तो बने रहिए हमारे साथ. फ्रेंड्स, third document we will cover is bill of supply under GST. A bill of supply shall be issued by a registered person supplying exempted goods or services and non-taxable supplies. Also, when a business is registered under composition scheme, person shall issue only a bill of supply to its customer. Contents of bill of supply. First, name, address and GSTN of the supplier. Second, bill of supply number. It shall not be exceed 16 characters. Third, date of issue. Fourth, name, address and GST of recipient. GST in case recipient is registered. Fifth, HSN code or SAC code. Sixth, description of goods and services. Seventh, value of goods and services. Eighth, signature by supplier or its authorized representative. Now we come to our fourth document, that is revised text invoice. Friends, as you all know that when our turnover exceeds the limit mentioned under GST Act, you need to get compulsory registration. Now what if when you cross that limit at one date and get registration on the another date, but with effect from the date when you cross such turnover limit? In that case, if we applied for GST registration within 30 days from the day of liability to get registration, then the certificate will show the date of liability as the date of effective registration. Then that person can issue revised tax invoice for all the invoices issued between the period from the date of liability to the date of granting registration certificate. Now we see example for clear understanding. Messrs Acutech DG Aconto Private Limited commenced business of supply of goods on 1st April in Delhi. Its turnover exceeds rupees 40 lakh on 5th of September. Thus, it became liable to registration on 5th of September. It applied for registration on 25th of September and granted registration certificate on 30th of September. Since it applied for registration within 30 days of becoming liable to registration, it was granted registration with effect from 5th September. In that case, Messrs Acutech DG Aconto Private Limited may issue revised tax invoice in respect of taxable supplies effected between 5th of September to 30th of September. Contents of revised tax invoice. Friends, a revised tax invoice shall contain the following particulars. First, the word revised tax invoice shall be indicated. Second, name, address and GST of the supplier. Third, a serial number. Fourth, date of issue. Fifth, name, address and GST of the recipient. GST when recipient is registered. Sixth, HSN or SAC code. Seventh, serial number and date of corresponding tax invoice or bill of supply. Eighth, signature by supplier or its authorized representative. So friends, we have covered main documents which one need to maintain under GST Act. There are some more documents mentioned under GST Act such as receipt voucher, payment voucher, refund voucher, delivery challan, etc. We will cover all other documents in our continuing business ATM series. So friends, like, share and subscribe us at social media platforms so that all videos can directly reach to your inbox. And if you have any query or suggestion, so please mention in comment section. Choose DG Aconto as your compliance partner as we are accurate, professional and cost effective. Choose DG, karo compliance easy. Thanks friends, thank you so much for listening.